Hello guys, welcome back to Mornings with Granny. Did you miss me? I wasn't feeling too good the first of the week. I was kind of run down over the weekend, so I had to energize again. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's rainy and cold here. They're expecting snow. So I thought today we would make my grandma's quick chicken noodle soup. Now, when I was a kid and she made this, I didn't like it. But as I got older, I do like it. And there's several ways you can make it. But I'm going to show you the way that I make it for me. You got to remember I'm cooking for one, so I make a small batch. Let me get a can opener. I forgot to get it out when I was getting my stuff ready. I know I got one, I just got to find it. Alright, I'm back. Now, the way my grandma used to make what she called her quick chicken noodle soup, she used a can of cream of chicken soup. This is 10 and 1/2 ounce size. You can use store brand. I just happen to have this. See if I can get it where you can see it. There you go. And depending on how much you make, you're going to need chicken broth. Now, you can make your own chicken broth. You can cook your own chicken. This is a, let's see, 14.5 ounce can. Now I'm just going to use one can because I'm making a small amount. I'll get about 3 meals out of mine. And you need some kind of noodles. I just happen to have these extra wide. And you can put canned chicken in it if you want to. And if you don't want to, you can cook some chicken, make your own chicken stock, cook the chicken. I choose not to put chicken in mine because I like it with just the noodles and the soup base. But that's up to you. But all you got to do is everything open here. I need to get a spoon. And you're going to put your soup in. Now usually at this time, since I'm only using one can of chicken broth, I'm going to add a can of water. If you don't have canned chicken broth, you can use the powdered kind or the cubes. There's several ways you can do this. Like I said, it's just a very quick recipe. Add this, and then you can add whatever seasonings you want. I just add pepper. I'm going to wait to taste it before I add salt because of the soup might have enough salt. And since this is a non-stick pan, let's see, I need a whisk. This one. And you're just going to whisk this together, and you're going to bring it to a boil. Now, once it comes to a boil at this time, when you add your noodles, if you want chicken, you can add chicken you've cooked, or, like I said, you can add a can of chicken. I'm just not crazy on a lot of chicken in my soup. This is a small can here. Let's see, this is a 5 ounce can that I had in the cabinet. Another tip, guys, when you get your cans in, especially when you're doing food storage, I write my date in magic marker because I have trouble seeing that little bit of writing there. But let's get this boiling, and while we get that boiling, let me show you some mail that I received. You guys are so sweet. This is from Sadie in Pennsylvania. And let's see, this one is from Mary in Washington. And this is from my friend in Ohio. And I want to say a special hello to Penny in California and Barb in Maryland. Thank you guys. Always excited to get mail. Yeah, I can remember eating this as a kid, and I just did not like it. But Grandma and Grandpa ran a store, and she didn't have much time to cook because she was helping him a lot. And this is one of her quick go-to meals. Of course, you can make regular homemade chicken noodle soup, and I have done that too. But today was so cold and nasty, and I just happened to be thinking about my grandmother, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make her soup today. Alright guys, I'm going to bring you back when this starts to boil. It's getting there. And see, this is a good meal you could make from your preps using chicken broth, can of soup, and some noodles. And I mean, if you're feeding like 6 people, then you're going to need a couple cans of soup and about 4 cans of broth and a lot more noodles. But after about 3 days, I get tired of eating it, so this is enough for me. Now, I didn't have to add the can of water in there. I could have added the chicken broth, but I was going to rinse the can out anyway, so I decided to use water instead of another can of chicken broth. I had someone ask me why I prepped. Was I letting that virus that's going around scare me? I prepped for the simple reason I have been out of work a lot. And when my kids were little, we had a hard time buying stuff. And I didn't know all that back then. I knew how to stretch a dollar, but I didn't know about prepping. I mean, my grandparents had a farm, but I didn't live near them at that time. So I prep simply because you never know when you're going to be sick. Your check's going to get interrupted for some reason. Your children might be sick and you have to stay home with them. The truckers could go on strike and you can't get the food. Or like now with the virus in China, we're having a hard time getting some of our stuff from there because a lot of stuff, if you look at it in your house, is made in China. So that's why I prep. I've been through hurricanes. I've been through job loss. I've been through separation and divorce. So I know how hard it is on a person to feed their family. So that's why I prep. I don't let too many things scare me because I know God's in control. No matter what's happening, He is in control. How about you guys? Y'all getting this snow where you're at? It's supposed to be, I think it's about 39 out there right now, 40, something like that. It's supposed to be 34 at lunchtime tomorrow here. So maybe the snow will stay to the north of us because people around here just don't know how to deal with snow. Okay, you see this is boiling? Now, I don't like a lot of noodles in my soup either. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. I had it on medium-high to get it to boiling. And yes, my hands are clean. I washed them. And I'm just going to put about 2 good handfuls of noodles in there. And that's it. And you're going to cut those down on about medium, and it's going to take those probably about 10 minutes to cook. Like I said, it's just egg noodles, chicken broth, soup, and the canned chicken or cooked chicken if you want it. Very, very easy. I don't need this anymore. Let me get my spoon back. You know, this past weekend I didn't even go to church. I had a little bit of a sore throat, and sometimes when I run a lot, I've been taking Mom here and there, which I don't mind, and doing odds and ends, and my fibro kicks up every once in a while. Any of you that have fibro know that. If you don't know what fibro is, it's fibromyalgia. And sometimes when you do too much, it'll just zap you for 2 or 3 days. And you don't feel like you can put one foot in front of the other, and that's about how I felt. I think my throat, it wasn't like it was last time. I think it was allergies because the trees are blooming now. So I think that's the main thing that was causing the sore throat. All right, guys, I'll be back. Okay guys, it's been cooking about 10 minutes and I did add another handful of noodles because that wasn't enough. See, I like mine soupy. You can put more noodles in there if you want to. And like I said, you can add chicken if you want to. But I don't like it with chicken. But anyway, this is my grandma's quick chicken noodle soup, and I'm getting ready to sit down and have a bowl. And this will, as I said, last me, well, about 3-4 meals, depending on how hungry I am. It refrigerates well. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and please give this a thumbs up. I hope you have a great day. Stay warm, stay well, and stay safe. Bye-bye.